The skeletal system is divided mainly into two parts, the exoskeletal system and the appendicular skeletal system. We will be discussing in details about the exoskeletal system at first. Now, over here in the diagram, you can see that certain structures are shown, and those all are part of the exoskeletal system. So it occupies the exoskeleton, it occupies the body's main longitudinal axis of the body, and therefore it includes the four structures: the skull in the head, the vertebral column, which is the spinal cord in the neck as well as in the trunk part and even the tail part. When I say tail, means entire base of your body, the shoulders, the back is made with the help of a spinal cord, and the sternum, which makes the ribs, or the shoulder part, I should rather say. Sternum makes the shoulder, and the ribs or the thoracic part of the body. These all forms the exoskeleton. Now, we will be discussing about. There may be a confusion that which part is the sternum part. This area is known as the sternum. Please do not get confused. So, the lungs, they are protected by the sternum, if we think of. What is the function of the skeletal system? It protects the body against various jerks, and not only that, it is also helping in locomotion or giving entire support to the body, and there are various other functions which we have already discussed. So let's discuss about the first type of the or first part of the exoskeletal system, that is the skull. The skull is head, and we are aware that it is supported by the vertebral column, top of the vertebral column. It is made up of hardest and densest kinds of bones. The bones are actually flat bones which are used to make the face as well as the cranium. What is cranium? Cranium is a large, hollow, rounded part of the skull which is known as the cranial cavity, as it protects the main organ of our body, that is the brain. Now, the dome shaped structure, it protects the brain from any kind of jerk or mechanical injury. It has presence of 8 number of bones: one frontal bone, two parietal, one occipital, two temporal, one sphenoid, and one ethmoid. It is already written over here. If you count it down, it comes down to 8 number of bones. Now, there is presence of various other structures as well. If you think of the face has also presence of various bones. Altogether 14 bones are there in the face. Okay, so those 14 bones, they will be including or they will be forming the face along with your buccal cavity in the sense your mouth, the mandibles, and they all will be forming that structure. So 8 bones over here, 8, 14 bones in the face, and hyoid. Now, in the face, how does it comes out to be 14? Nasal bones are 2, maxilli, upper jaws, it contains 2 bones, 2 palatines. The palate is having 2 bones, 2 zygomatic bones which are attached to the lower jaw or the cheekbones, 2 lacrimal gland bones, it means the place which produces the sound, 2 inferior nasal bones, 1 vomer, and 1 mandible. So this all turns out to be 14 number of bones in the face. Hyoid, it is a bone which lies at the base of the tongue, and it is also known as the tongue bone. Okay, and because of the presence of this hyoid, there is presence of the movable part. Hyoid is actually a movable part, but there are certain other structures like the ear ossicles are also there, which are helping in the process of speaking or making noise or even eating. So this is also done with the help of the ear ossicles. If you remember the structure, the first structure, ear ossicles were there. There are 3 number of ear ossicles, and the smallest bone which is present in our ear is the stapes. you should remember the name of the smallest bone. It is the stapes. The ear ossicles it consists of three bones: stapes, incus, and malleus. So we will be discussing about only the stapes because it is the smallest bone, and we should know about the smallest bone. So in that way, the hyoid bones, it turns out to be three. So altogether, how many number of bones are present in the skull? That is the question for you all. You all need to think about the question and answer it. Hyoid bone will be present at the base of the teeth. Sorry, hyoid is present at the base of the tongue. Okay, and in that way it forms the axial skeletal system. Now, what are the benefits of having what are the various functions of the skull? It consists, or it is a protective covering of the most specialized organ of our body, the control organ, which is the brain. So brain is encased by the presence of cranium, which protects it. Sense organs, we have all the sense organs working because of the presence of this cranium. Because if you think about your auditory capsule, it is present in the ears, so there is presence of three bones. Ear ossicles, they are the ones which are helping in the hearing purpose, so that is possible because of the bones. Olfactory, nose, nasopharynx has presence of bones over there, that's why we can smell. We have presence of tongue, hyoid bone over there in the base of the tongue, because of which we can taste various kinds of substances. So that way also it's very important. Now eyes are there, because of which we can see. So in this way we can think of various structures, and all those structures, they are supported by the bones at the base, and that's why the sense organs, they are only functional because of the base which is given by the bones or the skull. Here it is the skull which is providing us the main sense of outer support or skeletal support. Next is the mouth for mastication. The presence of maxillae and zygomatic bones, they help in the mastication of foods, as well as the process of eating is only done with the help of bones. The teeth are fitted in the sockets. The teeth sockets are there, and these are fitted over there only with the help of these all structures. So that way it is very important. Next is about the voice. Larynx is capable of forming the voice, and it is formed with the help of the hyoid apparatus and some of the laryngeal bones as well. So glottis and epiglottis, if you can remember, with the help of that the sound production takes place, and that's why it's important. The primary cavity by which the food enters our mouth is the buccal cavity, and it is supported with the help of various bones, and this makes the site where the respiratory tract as well as the digestive tract it meets, and it forms or leads towards the entire digestive system. So that's why the buccal cavity is also a very important structure in our body. Now, various advantages of having fewer bones. What are the advantages? The human skull has very fewer bones than that of the other animals, and this is advantageous because less number of bones, they are fused properly to form a structure which is very strong and is capable of withstanding any kind of jerk or any kind of mechanical injury. So in that way it serves to be a very important organ.